Once upon a time, in a meadow that stretched beyond the edge of the world, where the sun painted golden kisses on every blade of grass, and where clouds floated lazily like dreams not yet dreamt, lived a small turtle named Tully. Tully wasn't remarkable at first glance. He had a small, round shell with faded green markings, stubby legs, and kind eyes that often gazed upward. But what made him different wasn't something you could see. It was the way he believed. You see, unlike the other turtles, Tully believed he was meant for something more, not fame or fortune or fancy things. No, Tully believed he was meant to move with the wind, to race it, maybe even one day keep up with it. The other turtles would chuckle gently when he spoke like this. Not in a cruel way. Turtles were kind folk, but in the sort of way that grown-ups laugh when a child says they want to lasso the moon. Tully, they'd say, smiling, the wind has wings. You have feet, short ones. But every morning, before the sun had fully stretched across the sky, Tully would rise from his cozy bed of moss, stretch his legs slowly, and whisper, "Today might be the day." He would crawl up the tallest hill near the meadow, where the wind was wild and full of music. There, he'd press his tiny feet into the dirt, lower his head, and go. Not fast, not even steady some days, but always forward. The wind, playful and light, would swirl around him, tickling his shell, lifting leaves, and whooshing past his ears. Tully loved it. The wind didn't laugh at him. It didn't doubt him. It simply moved free and wild, and Tully chased it again and again, even though he never caught it. One morning, as Tully reached the top of the hill, something unexpected happened. A young swallow landed beside him. She was sleek, with midnight feathers that shimmered like ink in sunlight and eyes full of curiosity. "Are you trying to race the wind?" she asked, tilting her head. Tully blinked, then nodded. "I am," the swallow chirped softly. "But you're a turtle." "I know," Tully said, "but just because I'm not made to fly doesn't mean I can't dream." The swallow was silent for a moment. Then she did something no one had done before. She smiled. "All right then," she said. "Meet me at this hill tomorrow at dawn. Let's race. Not to see who wins, but to see who keeps going." Tully's heart fluttered like leaves in the breeze. "A real race? A real one." She nodded. Night. Tully couldn't sleep. He polished his shell with a leaf, lined up his favorite pebbles, and practiced his deep breaths. And just as the first light kissed the edge of the horizon, he was ready. The swallow arrived, wings stretched, full of calm energy. The wind had already woken, swirling gently across the sky. "Ready?" she asked. Tully took a deep breath. "Ready." They began together. The swallow soared upward in a blur, a ribbon of feathers in the sky. Tully dug his feet in, eyes on the path, and began to move. The grass bent before the breeze. The wind danced ahead, as always, fast, wild. Laughing birds perched on branches high above. Some giggled softly. "A turtle racing a bird," they said. "That's not a race, that's a joke." But Tully didn't listen. His steps were small, yes, but steady, measured, intentional. With every inch he moved, his heart glowed brighter. The swallow finished quickly, of course. She could have flown to the end in seconds, but she didn't. She circled back, gliding beside him, wings brushing the tops of dandelions. "You're still going?" she asked. Tully smiled through his slow breaths. "I am." "You're not angry that you didn't win?" Tully shook his head. "Winning isn't the point. Moving forward is." The swallow flew higher, letting the wind lift her, but her heart stayed beside Tully. Hours passed. The sun climbed high, then drifted low. Shadows stretched across the meadow, but at last, with the light beginning to fade, Tully reached the end of the path. He stopped, legs aching, shell dusty, but eyes shining with quiet pride. The swallow landed beside him. The wind circled them both, slower now, softer. Tully had raced the wind, not to defeat it, not to catch it, but to prove he could keep going, even when no one believed he should. From that day on, other creatures came to the hill. Hedgehogs, mice, even other turtles. They didn't come to win. They came to try, to move, to whisper dreams into the breeze and take the first brave step. And every morning, as the wind awoke and the birds began to sing, a small turtle named Tully stood tall at the top of the hill, ready to race again, because he knew something they didn't. You don't need wings to fly. You only need the courage to begin, and the heart to keep going. Moral of the story, it doesn't matter how slow you go, or how many others race past you. What matters is that you keep going even when the world says you can't. Keep chasing your dreams, even if they seem too fast. The only race worth running is the one where you never give up.